So then let's talk about the Sixers. How's this going to work? What do you think?
I think it's going to work pretty well.
Okay.
You still have to worry about Embiid's, physical condition, right? He is the linchpin to all of it. That being said, I mean, I've talked to enough people around Philadelphia to make me believe that next year, I hate using the phrase load management, but I think Joel Embiid's going to be load managed, right? He won his MVP. He's got his individual accolades. His contract is not in question.
Right.
I think he's going to be load managed well so that he's healthy, or try to keep him healthy going to the playoffs. Tyrese Maxey, we saw take a huge jump last year. He'll probably take another jump this year. And I think Paul George as a third option makes a lot of sense, even if he's only getting the same looks that Tobias Harris got with that team. He's going to make more of them. And I think Paul George, as a playmaker, is better than Harris. And without the pressure of having to be the man, without the pressure to have to give you 20, 25, have the ball in your hands down the stretch, I think he's going to thrive in that role. And some of the deals the Sixers have made after that, Caleb Martin, that's a great pickup. They've had a few other guys, Eric Gordon, around the fringes that they've been able to add to that mix. I think they've got a very, very good team that should position them right now to be number 2 in the East behind Boston.
So when does Morey get PJ Tucker? When does that happen?
Hey, PJ Tucker wants out, so
Hey, listen, can't quit him. No, but in all seriousness, I mean, you see Paul George going to the Sixers. You see Bridges going to the Knicks. Obviously, DeRozan going to the Kings. That's a neat pickup right there, right? Who am I missing here? Murray goes to
New Orleans. That'll be interesting. New Orleans is another team that's not done yet. They've got to deal with Brandon Ingram, and there's some contractual issues there. I don't think they want to full max him out. Ingram, smartly is looking to get that full max contract, but that's where they stand now.
Right. So the reason why I'm kind of going down this list here is I'm trying to see where the Celtics from their ivory tower got shaken over the last week.
I don't think they did. The Knicks made a bunch of moves designed to compete with Boston. They got a bunch of wing defenders. Bridges might be, if not the best, one of the best wing defenders in the NBA. They did that. But of all the guys they signed, they still have their starting lineup still only has 4 All-Stars or 4 All-Star bids on the team, and Julius Randle's got 3 of them. So it's still a team that may lack some of the offensive firepower needed to succeed at that level. Love Philadelphia, but want to see them play first. Celtics brought their top 9 back, and they're all like we just talked about the problems Denver's had over the last couple of years, re-signing guys. The Celtics right now don't have that problem. A couple of years from now, maybe that's going to come up, but Jason Tatum back on a new extension, Derek White back on a new extension, all the core players under contract for at least the next couple of years. This is the Celtics window right now. I mean, I mentioned 16-3 in the postseason, rolled through everybody in the Eastern Conference. Yeah, there are probably Western Conference teams that could give Boston more of a fight than Dallas did. I think Oklahoma City, what they did, Alex Caruso, getting him via trade, getting they just trade for the big man, just getting someone to play alongside Chet Holmgren, I think is Isaiah Hartenstein. So getting him.
Josh Hart gave him a little bit of business on the old gram too.
Well, those Knicks, they love to just talk to each other over and over. But like getting Hartenstein and getting Alex Caruso, those are moves designed to keep up with Boston. Caruso, great wing defender. Hartenstein, great rebounder. They were one of the worst rebounding teams in the league last year. So they could probably give Boston more of a run. But right now, the Celtics, you made them favorites before the offseason started. They're favorites again, I think, as the dust settles.
Yeah, and then, Wick Grusbeck goes ahead and signs everybody and then puts the team up for market.
That's fascinating how that all played out.
Here's the way I look at it, though, Chris, is good for him. As opposed to, like, you know what? I don't want to, make this franchise. I don't want to. I want as much as I can get for this franchise, and I don't want to put all this on the books so somebody will say I got to pay you less for the franchise because look how much money you just jacked up the cost of owning the franchise. Instead, he's just like, screw it. I'm going to make the right moves for this team, I think. How many businesses do you see that skim the fat, if you will, before selling so they can make more money? I
don't disagree with that, though. Why this team is being sold is still, I'm still not entirely clear because in the release, it said in the first paragraph that the group that Wyc Grousbeck is the face of was selling for family and estate planning. And Dan Shaughnessy, the Boston Globe, wrote something recently, and he kind of reported on some of the stuff people have been hearing for the last couple of weeks. The family ownership group, Wyc's father actually owns, it seems like he actually owns a bigger chunk of the team, H. Irving Grousbeck, and he's, I believe, in his 90s at this point. So when they say family and estate planning, it strikes me that maybe it's other family members that are more interested in selling the team now than Wyc is. Look, if you have listened to Wyc over the last year or so, he on multiple occasions he has said the team is not for sale. If you watched him during the parade, look, that does not look like a guy that's eager to get out right now. So yeah, everything you're saying is true. Like financially, right now it makes the most sense to sell because the value is probably going to be well north of $5 billion, might even crack $6 billion. I would think.
I would think so too.
It's going to be a big number. So you sell it at that level, and you avoid paying the luxury tax in the years ahead. But my read on it now is that it's more about other family members.
About dad saying that I'm 90 and it's time telling his son
either
it's too bad
him
we're
or
cashing
people in the
out.
family like that. It's time to sell the team because again, I just never got the vibe off Wyc that he was ready to get out of owning the Boston Celtics.
Why can't Wyc just buy out his dad?
It's a lot of money, man. This is why I say this all the time. Like people talk about everybody wants to be an NBA, everybody wants to buy an NBA team. How many individuals have that net worth right now or can even raise that type of money? It's $6 billion. Like, that's a lot of cash to have to put up for these NBA teams. That's why I brought up last week, like, the potential of a casino magnate coming in and buying the team. You just saw the Dallas Mavericks sold to the Adelson family, and they bought the team in large part because whenever Texas legalizes gambling, they want to build a resort casino somewhere in that Dallas area with the Mavericks as the centerpiece of it. In Boston, which is not a huge gambling area, there is a stone's throw from the Boston Garden, an Encore casino right down the street in the town called Everett, which is right next door. Could a casino magnate that it's owned by the Wynn, could a casino magnate like someone that owns the Wynn or involved with the Wynn step in and say, we want to buy the team, we're going to build an arena right there, and all of a sudden we're going to drive business to our casino? Sports gambling in Massachusetts is open for business. Like it's a thriving industry. So I think that's certainly a possibility.
Keep an eye on Terry Benedict, I think is what
Love a good Terry Benedict reference.
Very good. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.